Successful recruiters stay above the line. In this next 3-minute video, we will see how more successful recruiters have a certain mindset and how you too can have that same mindset.
Location, location, location. Brought to you by the Conscious Leadership Group. Find them on the web at www.conscious.is. Animation by Graham Franks. www.grahamfranks.com. One question that conscious leaders ask themselves over and over is, where am I? To support leaders in locating themselves as they ask the question, where am I? We offer this tool, a line, a simple black line. At any moment, all leaders and all people are either above the line or below the line. Our location describes how we're being with what is occurring in our life right now. If we are above the line, we are open, curious, and committed to learning. If we are below the line, we are closed, defensive, and committed to being right. Stop right now and simply ask yourself, where am I? In this now moment, am I above the line or below the line? Typically, when people are below the line, they believe certain things about the world. For example, they believe there is not enough. It could be that there's not enough money, or time, or space, or energy, or love. People below the line also believe that their story about the situation is right. People below the line also believe that there is a threat out there. Something or someone is threatening their desire for approval, control, or security. And people below the line see the situation as serious. The deeper below the line they are, the more serious things look. People below the line tend to behave certain ways as well. They tend to cling to an opinion, find fault and blame, gossip, explain, rationalize and justify, get overwhelmed, and avoid conflict or pursue conflict for the sake of winning. When people are above the line, they believe that learning and growing are more important than being right. They believe that all people and circumstances are their allies, here for their growth. They believe that from a distance, almost everything is funny. People above the line live in curiosity, listen deeply, speak unarguably, question all their beliefs, and live a life of play. Now, knowing what you know about being above or below the line, where are you? One thing to know as you consider this question. We are hardwired to go below the line. Literally, our brain is programmed to perceive threat, and when it does, a chemical cocktail courses through our veins, and we go below the line. This reaction was designed to help us survive in the presence of a real threat to our physical survival. An issue for modern-day leaders is that often our brains can't tell the difference between a threat to our physical survival and a threat to our ego or identity. We react and get defensive when we experience a threat to our ego. So in many ways, being below the line is natural and normal. But when we are below the line, we're not in a state, literally brain state, of high creativity, collaboration, innovation, and relational connection. We're simply trying to survive. Leaders today can't thrive if they're in survival mode. So the first activity of conscious leadership is location, location, location. In this now moment, where am I? Telling ourselves and others the truth about our current location begins the great conversation.
The unsuccessful recruiter will stay below the line. They'll be blaming the client for the problems or blaming the candidate. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. They'll be blaming their colleagues for some reason, blaming their boss. And of course, that keeps them away from being everything a good recruiter needs to be, which is the stuff that's above the line. As a recruiter, you have to be creative. There are so many problems that come up with any assignment. Not only that, the minute you start complaining in an office, you bring a negative energy into that office. That's why all the complaining doesn't work. And you also need to be able to collaborate and work well with the candidates, with the clients, and with your fellow recruiters. And especially, you need to be able to work well with your manager. So, if you look at that video again, it's clear that you need to have all of these playful, curious, committed to learning states of mind to be a great recruiter. The recruitment industry keeps changing. We all need to keep learning how to use different technologies, how to adapt existing systems, We've all been through the pandemic and realized that now we can do things differently than we used to do. That's the learning and adaptability and being flexible, all of it above the line. Want to make more money? Want greater job satisfaction? Want to satisfy your clients? Want to get greater recommendations? Stay above the line. Here's a small tip to constantly remind yourself to stay above the line. You see, if you watch this video, you'll forget about all of this stuff and go back to being below the line if you were below the line. And so you need to reprogram, retrain your mind to constantly remind yourself when things go wrong, and they do in recruitment, that you just need to do this one thing, is to get yourself back above the line. And one simple technique is to take a post-it note like this and simply draw a line, a horizontal line, across the middle of it, so that you remind yourself, stay above the line. Put that post-it note on your monitor, show the above the line video to friends and colleagues, discuss it, and that way you will rewire your brain to remind yourself to stay above the line. Recruitment is a great industry. I spent almost 15 years working as a recruiter, and so any recruiter who really wants to be successful must stay above the line. Thank you for watching this video.